All right, good evening. It's 5:01 p.m. This is a regularly scheduled meeting of the Argyle ISD Board of Trustees. Today is May 18th, 2026. At this time, we will determine if a quorum is present.
Leona McDade present.
Josh Western present.
Rich McDowell present.
Leanne Arco present.
Matt Slayton present.
Craig Hawksworth present.
Sam Slayton present. We do have a quorum established at this time. We have our friends from Argyle West Elementary that are going to lead us in our pledges.
Come on, Argyle West. Come on down, Miss Hayden. Who do we have?
Hi guys, good afternoon. I feel honored to be here today on this exciting board meeting. We have our student council that's going to come up, say their name, why they love Argyle West, and lead the pledges today.
Sounds good.
Awesome.
My name is Landon Murphy, and I love Argyle West because it has taught me so much memories, and I love the teachers.
Excellent. Okay.
My name is Jeremy. I love Argyle West because of the field trips. You gotta have some fun at this point.
My name's Penelope Hand, and I love all the staff members because they're all so caring.
My name's Piper Kindred, and I like Argyle West because of the teachers. My name is Azelia Galvin, and what I love about Argyle West is the staff and kids are really nice.
Hi, my name is Aria De Leon. The reason why I love Argyle West is how many friends I've made this new year and all the staff members.
Hi, my name is Avery Quast, and I like Argyle West because the teachers are very understanding.
Hi, my name is Ava Mikulowski, and I like Argyle West because there's so many great opportunities to have fun, and you learn a bunch of stuff.
My name is Victor Washington, and I like the teachers because they're nice and kind.
Thank you.
And I believe we are the student council sponsors here as well this evening?
Yes. Let me introduce them.
Yes, please.
And my amazing teachers that dedicate their time, Madeline Williamson and Connie Mikla, and then Stacy Holler is also one of our sponsors who is not here today.
All right. Okay.
Miss Hayden, when y'all are ready, lead us out.
We're going to come take a picture. Okay. Yep. No, I was not trying to be subtle. All right, thank you, Argyle West Student Council, for being here for our pledges. We appreciate that. All right, Mr. Hawksworth, make it meaningful. It's your last prayer on the board.
Thank you. Dear Lord, thank you so much for this day. Thank you for all the people in this room and all the people in this district. Please be with them as they continue forward in the ways that you've helped us do so far. Please watch over them, help us make good decisions, help them make good decisions in the future for the benefit of the kids. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you. All right, Dr. Daniel, I think we've got a special group to recognize this evening. Dr. Daniel's going to recognize our aspiring leaders, which is our the group that we've had this year. I think he's about 20 of them, and so I'm going to let him talk a little bit about our aspiring leaders, and we're going to recognize them.
I know they're in here somewhere. They may be out in the hallway, but there's so many people here. During this past school year, we had our Aspiring Leaders Academy, which we actually started 3 years ago. and we've decided to bring them to the May board meeting to recognize those who have participated. These are teachers and other staff members in our district who are looking to grow as leaders, whether it's a team leader, a grade level leader, an assistant principal, a lead counselor, or whatever their plans are. And when they come to these sessions, they learn about curriculum and instruction, more in depth than what they already know, finance, communications, the importance of communications, and just other leadership, things to develop them as leaders. We focused a lot at the beginning on strengths-based leadership, which you may have read about in board notes, maybe. This year we had 22 people participate, and we're going to recognize them tonight. One of the things I did want to say is that the past 3 years we have had, and this was also in board notes, a handful of them who have gone on to move into a different type of position and in a leadership position. So tonight, they're not all here, and I'll call their name. Do you want them to come up?
Yeah, they would please come up.
Okay. So this year's participants: Becky Allen, Lisa Bobo, I know she's here, I saw her. Christina Boyle, Tiffany Ford, Aaron Fowler, Boyan Gudick, Katie Jones, Christina Kimpton, Hillary Lupo, Caitlin McGuire, Hannah McMichael, Shelley Moses, Dana Pelt, Araceli Perez, Rocket Rahman, Ella Rios, Katie Scanlon, Macy Smith, Lauren Staley, Allie Tooley, Marina Walterscheid, Alicia Worley, and I missed you. Come on up. I've typed these all out. These are Ashley. Yeah, Ashley Cole. I knew it was Ashley. These are part of our 22, and we're glad that you're here tonight to be recognized.
All right, so now it's time to move on to another very, very special recognition. And I am going to let Mr. Herron kick this off this evening. He was the lucky one to get to kick off this moment for us. And then we, several of us, I think, have a few words we'd like to share. So,
thank
Mr.
you, Dr.
Herron?
Carpenter. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Board President Slayton, trustees, Dr. Carpenter, again, thank you for this opportunity to share the ride we've had with Mr. Hawksworth and Mr. Slayton. Tonight we want to take a moment to recognize two individuals whose school board leadership has helped shape the remarkable story that is Argyle ISD over the past decade. Since joining the board as trustees, Craig Hawksworth in 2014 and Sam Slayton in 2017, you have each served with grace, joy, and an unwavering commitment to our students, staff, and community. Beyond the meetings, decisions, and milestones, we have also had the privilege of getting to know you and your families and watch your children grow up in our schools, while making your service not just a contribution to the district, but a deeply personal investment in the very community you have helped lead. Your strengths in communication and strategic thinking with a student-focused mindset have helped guide Argyle ISD through extraordinary growth and achievement. Working alongside district leadership, you have played an important role in setting a clear vision for the future and helping our schools soar to incredible heights. And if you could watch the presentation we've gone through the years and seen the accolades and achievements that we've had, there are a lot. It's a kind of
black and
how it
white
started,
film
how
for
it's
credit.
going scenario.
Have cameras back there?
They had cameras.
Yes, we had to dig for some footage, but we do have some accolades. So we wanted to take you through the ride of then and now in Argyle ISD from the time you served. Mr. Hawksworth in 2014, he began, and then Mr. Slayton started in 2017. The enrollment in 2014, 1953, and 345 staff members and 5 Lone Star Cubs. 2026, our current state, enrollment 6616, and you see the campuses and our staff have doubled. We are up to 13 Lone Star Cubs. So an incredible achievement during your time. Lasting legacy of excellence during those years and sustained excellence through your leadership and the impact that you made on our schools and district. During the past 12 years, Argyle ISD has experienced one of the most remarkable periods of growth and achievement in Texas, from academic excellence, state championships, new construction, financial stewardship, bond, and growth strategies. The district carries a statewide reputation that you helped build during your tenure. Here are the milestones of growth. Obviously, you've experienced a lot of growth since you began on the board, and you've helped manage the growth during our tenure of more than 4,500 students have come through the doors since y'all began on the board. Argyle ISD has seen its growth from a Class 3A school to a Class 5A Division II school, which it currently is. And during that time on the board, we've seen a development of Harvest, The Ridge, Canyon Falls, and Waterbrook since you started. And again, 2 more schools coming on board next year with Scott Gibson Middle School and then Legacy High School in 2027. These are the new facilities during your tenure. As you see, Argyle West Elementary became the second elementary in the district, and then middle school phase 1 right here in Canyon Falls, then Argyle High School in phase 2. Argyle South, the administration building, Jane Russman, Gibson Middle, and the soon-to-be Michael Ball Intermediate, who is in attendance tonight. So we appreciate your attendance tonight, Mr. Ball. And again, we just had a great event the other night with our ribbon cutting of the new indoor and Argyle ISD Stadium here in Canyon Falls that they were part of. During that time, the academic excellence has been maintained. TEA A rating in the district, top rated school in Denton County and statewide, and national merit honors galore in both AP recognitions and national merit. And again, we've also had an academic excellence run in our UIL team with 11 since they've been on the board. And our graduation rate has maintained a high rating since 2014 of almost 99%. It was pretty cool going through the history here to see how many actual state team titles we've had since 2014 during your time on the school board. That was 23 combined in both our athletic teams and band, as you see there, from football, baseball, girls and boys basketball, and golf and volleyball and marching band. So an extreme amount of excellence during that time that you've helped maintain, you've helped support. Sam, you've been on the sidelines supporting ever since I've been here, and it's incredible to watch. And Mr. Hawksworth, your support on booster clubs, and last night I know you were early setting up for the booster club the banquet last night. Thank you. The banquet, and a tremendous impact on our teams and our groups in the district. While maintaining the academic excellence, we've also had financial stewardship that you've helped spearhead with successful bond programs, 4 of those, and then an A rating in our superior achievement with our financial department for 23 consecutive years in the state. And we've had a successful decade of successful audits. Again, this has been a legacy of excellence, and the impact you've had will go for years. We found this great photo in the middle you see where both Mr. Hawksworth and Sam Slayton are waving. And that was from our January School Board Appreciation Month. So again, great participation from each of you each year in those great tributes to our specific board members during Board Appreciation Month. And again, thank you for your service and dedication. For myself and my staff, I can speak for our district leadership. The impact and support that you have on us is never ending, and that goes a long way for us, and just your support and the impact that you have us on a day-to-day basis and the support you give to our departments. So again, I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Heron. Want to open it up to anyone up here on the dais that would like to say a few words. I had, Mr. Heron, I asked him a few weeks ago if he would kind of take the lead on this because we weren't sure who was going to be able to make it through messaging. So I appreciate him doing that. But I've got a few things I want to say, and then I would love for anyone else that would like to share. But Mr. Slayton, I could not have asked for a better board president as a new superintendent. Your quiet strength, your steady demeanor, and your deep heart for our teachers and students has always kept us grounded in what matters most. You consistently remind me of what logic truly looks like in leadership. Steady, thoughtful, and always focused on what is best for kids and staff. Mr. Oxworth, you have always set the tone, even if you're coming in on two wheels for that one meeting a month. You never let
That's a lot. More than one meeting a month.
You never let us forget that we are part of something bigger than ourselves, and you have a way of keeping us spiritually centered and connected in all that we do. 3 years ago today felt far, far away, and I honestly didn't think I'd be standing here to say goodbye to both of you now. But for your families, we're so genuinely happy, and happy for this next chapter for all of you. Thank you both for believing in me and for believing in us as a district. And to your families, thank you for sharing these two amazing men with this district for so many years. Their leadership and their support has been felt and will continue to be felt long after today. So thank you both very much.
Thank you.
Well, I was going to say, everything you said, it's amazing. I mean, Sam, you're the only president I've ever known. You got elected the year I got on the board, and it's been that way ever since. So I think I'm the last survivor now of the old board. So all good. And I appreciate your leadership, your humor. At times it's kind of funny, but I wish you well. I know your family's looking forward to having you back.
That extra hour is going to be a lot.
Yeah, right. An extra hour. And Craig, you are leaving with such institutional knowledge, it floors me. I mean, the things that you know and the stuff that you've been through is going to be really missed on this board. I have some of it, but I don't have what you have. I've really appreciated that. I've always appreciated your perspective. I've appreciated your calmness, through some really heavy-duty decisions that we've had to make over the years. So, again, I wish you well. Ms. Marla's over there. I'm sure they're going to be happy to have you back, too. And you guys just both enjoy yourselves. You've earned it, and we really appreciate your service. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll go next. This is not real emotional for me. I've enjoyed serving with you guys. I feel like we're pretty good friends. We've done a lot in this district together. I've served on the foundation before we got here. I know you're great families. I know all the contributions they've made individually and collectively to the district and along with yours. And my expectation is y'all will continue to be a big part of it. You lied to me when we talked about running. You said it was one meeting a month. It has not been that. I think about some of these slides. I mean, when you guys started serving, this district was one elementary school and a combo middle school, high school, and all the you're leaving. We're building second middle school, start second high school, 5 elementary schools later, and an intermediate. So y'all have led us through some tremendous growth, and I think a lot of the reasons these people in the room and moved here are because of the decisions y'all made. Not all your decisions were great. I'm glad that
asking you to run is tough.
I'm glad you listened on curriculum. and do some growth in that area. That's an inside joke. Not really if you listen to the meetings.
Liz can tell you how much it costs.
joke.
No, it's kind of on me. But no, to what you said, I mean, honestly, Sam, it takes a special talent to be a board president. You got to handle a lot of different personalities, and he's got a counselor background, and I needed it. And
You did vote against me.
and I did vote against Sam.
Let the record show.
I think I'm the only one.
You're the only one that voted against me.
And
So,
And then Craig, you know, I mean, she said it best. I mean, I don't think you can replace what Craig has brought to this board. I mean, a lot of the things, and whether it's a subcommittee, construction, I mean, with you leaving, I don't know who's going to rant and rave on contractors and architects and cost budgets and keeping them. But I will do my best. I'll do my best to fulfill that seat. But no, seriously, guys, it's been an honor to serve with you, and you know, I hope you stay a part of this district, and look forward to all the great feedback y'all have for us.
thank you.
All right.
6 o'clock, public comment. Lively, did I sign up for public comment?
I will, I'll go next here. I wrote some things down for both of these gentlemen. I'll go with Craig first. Craig, based on my recollection, for 12 years, you've shown up for this district. Not for the recognition, not for the title, but because this community mattered to you. Craig leads in a way great leaders do, quietly, consistently, and with unshakable ethical integrity. He never made work about himself. Every decision he weighed came down to one question: what's best for the kids? What sets Craig apart wasn't just the willingness to serve, but his refusal to compromise his ethics while doing it. He held the line even when it wasn't the easy path. He did it without complaint. When challenges arose, Craig never flinched. His answer was always, let's figure it out. I watched him up close, and what you see in public is exactly what he is in private. That consistently is the mark of a man of real character. Argyle ISD is better because you served, Craig.
Thank you.
Amen.
Sam's a buddy of mine. Sam was the first person I met when we moved here 9 years ago. From that very first day through today, he has served. He welcomed me. He encouraged me. He challenged me to serve as well. As board president, he set the tone not just for governance, but for how people deserve to be treated. With honesty, respect, and an unwavering ethical compass. Sam never led from politics or personal agendas. He led from a principle and ethical foundation showed in every vote, every conversation, and every hard decision this district has faced.
You know this is on video.
Where others saw obstacles, Sam saw solutions.
You have to live with this.
His can-do spirit was contagious, lifting this entire board and reminding us of the strong communities built by the people who refuse to quit. Sam was the first to encourage me because that's who he is, someone who invests in others without expecting anything in return.
Thanks. Probably owe him a home loan now.
If anybody needs a mortgage, he's a guy. I don't have anything written, but I just want to take a moment and expand upon what everybody else has already said. We've got two gentlemen up here who've served selflessly, way more than one meeting or 1 hour a month. They each have unique personalities and perspectives on things that have been a great asset to the board, and they will not be replaced. We're going to miss their leadership. I'm going to miss their friendship up here and in closed session, but you guys aren't getting too far away. But, you know, everyone out here is well aware of what they've done for this district, and we're going to miss them. And thank you guys for all that you've done.
Thanks, man.
I will be brief, but you're also the
You're
only
never
president.
briefly.
I only have 2 things.
Only 2 things.
There it
Only
is.
2 things.
2 things.
Dr. Jordan, what's the over?
You're the only president I've known. If I had to sum you up in 3 words, I would say kindness, joy, and humor. And you bring a lightness to a lot of serious decisions. And I appreciate your friendship and your leadership through all of this. And I'm very grateful for your family. I can see you and all of them, and I love you all very much. I'm very grateful to you. And Craig, I feel like our relationship was forged in fire 3 years ago. You lead with a quiet steadfastness. Your faith and your family values are like no one I've met. I am very honored to have been elected with you. And I appreciate both of you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't know that I'm gonna make it through this, so.
Lord knows I'm not.
Sorry, I gotta put these. I guess mostly, thank you for all the comments and all the faces that I see out here that have been around forever. Mostly just want to say thank you. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to be a part of the last 12 years of this district. It's been an incredibly fulfilling chapter of my life. It's full of great pride, tons of memories, really tough times, a lot of positive results, a lot of laughs, a lot of inside jokes. He kind of stole my thunder. I wanted to know what the over-under was on me talking. So
Craig's always been slow.
So take that. So when I started 12 years ago, this was a much different place. We saw the numbers from Dr. Heron. Dr. Heron. You can be. Thank you. I'll vote for it. Okay.
Thank you.
My last vote.
It's an honorary degree.
Yes. For Mr. Heron, you know how this place has changed. With incredible growth came incredible opportunity. We welcomed thousands of new Eagle families into our community. Yet through all those changes and all the growth and all the new facilities that we saw, one thing remained the same, and this room is proof of it, is that the heart of the district hasn't changed. Everybody in this room at one point or another has raised their hand to volunteer in some way, shape, or form. Most of you in this room have raised all your hands and toes and fingers and everything else to be available to this district. The culture of excellence here and the deep-rooted Eagle pride, the unwavering dedication to students has and always will be this district's North Star. I want to express my deepest gratitude and appreciation to all the administrators, the district, at the district level, the campus level, both current and past. The teachers, there's not enough time for me to talk about the teachers of this district and all the things they bring to the table each and every day for these students. Coaches, trainers, everybody, all those that make Argyle ISD what it is, what it has been, what it is today, and what it will be tomorrow. It's you. It's the people in this room. It's the teachers. It's the staff. It's the administrators. It's all of us working towards one goal. And we've done that for 12 plus years, right? It was done before I got here, but we've kept going. And I remember thinking when we had 2 or 3 campuses and we passed our first bond to open the next campus, that was the biggest concern everybody had. How are we going to keep Argyle? Well, guess what? We figured out a way to do it. How many students later? 6,000 students later. So I have no doubt that the people in this room will do that. Your dedication to the students, the early mornings, the late nights will continue to be the gold standard. It always amazes me when we sit in a room and look at resumes and say, well, why does this person want to come here? This is a step back, or it's not even a lateral move. It's because the answer typically is because they just want to be in this district. to this board and all the trustees that I've served with over the years. Just thank you. Thank you for raising your hand and being willing to help. This is a special place, and we couldn't do it without all of you in this community. So thank you.
I have True Green calling if you'll let me pick this up. Gosh, if we thought Craig said he was going to make it through it, I got no doubt in my mind I won't. To the Argyle community, families, friends. As I look back on these 9 years, I have so many emotions, experiences, trials, victories, lessons, and celebrations just swirling through me. My heart's filled with profound gratitude for the blessing and the privilege to be able to serve as a trustee of this district. Stepping into this role nearly a decade ago, I was driven by a foundational desire to serve others well, to give back to our community that means so much to me and my family, and to ensure that our district remained a beacon of excellence, growth, and opportunity. To those who placed trust in me, supported this journey, and stood by me through the years, I thank you. Your encouragement, your shared insights, and your trust and belief in Argyle's collective mission have helped sustain me through complex decisions and responsibilities that come with being a good steward of our schools. This community's passion for education is unparalleled, and it has been an honor to serve every one of you and be one of your voices. I must also extend my deepest appreciation to those who have challenged me, asked the hard questions, pushed for alternative viewpoints. True service is not forged in an environment of total uniformity, but through thoughtful dialogue, scrutiny, and accountability. Your perspectives have refined my thinking, deepened my understanding, and ultimately helped us reach stronger, more deliberate outcomes for our district. But thank you for your commitment to keeping our standard of leadership sharp and responsive. At the center of every vote cast, every policy reviewed, every budget scrutinized, and every strategic goal set was a single non-negotiable conviction that every single child deserves an educational experience that thoroughly prepares them for their unique endeavors. Our schools bear the sacred responsibility of shaping the leaders and innovators and citizens of tomorrow. Whether a student's path leads them to a university campus, a technical trade, military service, or directly into the workforce, they deserve a foundation built on academic rigor, character development, and critical thinking. It's been a joy to watch our Eagle students soar, knowing that the work we did on the board helped pave their runway. To the former trustees who served before and alongside me, I owe a debt of deep gratitude for modeling the way. You've exemplified what it means to serve with integrity. Thank you for selflessly sharing your perspectives, opening doors for shared learning opportunities, and always approaching the heavy weight of governance with genuine humility. The camaraderie we built in those trenches transformed a daunting responsibility into a shared joy. And I'm incredibly grateful to have had the privilege of serving alongside each of you. To my fellow remaining trustees and those newly to be sworn in, I leave you with this charge. Never lose sight of your true objective. Challenge yourselves daily to focus entirely on what is best for the current students in our classrooms, while holding on to a visionary perspective that ensures those decisions will also serve our future students for years to come. The most vocal perspectives shared with us do not always benefit the majority of those we represent. Take the time to listen to all sides and be convicted and confident that the decisions you make serve what is best for our entire district. Never forget the true heartbeat of this district, our incredible educators. Fight for them, advocate for them, protect them. The service they lovingly give to our children can never adequately be quantified. As you navigate the complex challenges ahead, remember the structural reality of governance. A board of trustees oversees exactly one person, the superintendent. The strength, health, and transparency of that singular relationship are paramount to the success of this district. In the midst of heavy agendas and difficult choices, I urge you to occasionally step back and look at the bigger picture and simply acknowledge how truly wonderful and special this district is. None of this service would have been possible without the unconditional love and support of my family. To my wife, Sarah, my daughters, Sophie, Sawyer, and Samantha, I do not have the words or time to express my gratitude and love for you all. The late board nights, the weeknight commitments, and the emotional weight of leadership were never carried by me alone. They were carried by my family, who patiently shared me with this community and offered a soft place to land at the end of every demanding day. Your sacrifices allowed me to pursue this calling, and I am endlessly grateful for your grace and your love and your support. Though my time in this seat is drawing to a close, my devotion to the success of Argyle AISD remains steadfast. I want to thank you all for this unforgettable opportunity to serve, to learn, and to grow alongside you these past 9 years. Please remember the future of Argyle is remarkably bright, and I look forward to witnessing its continued excellence from a new vantage point. So, thank you all.
We could get both of you to come out front for just a minute. We have some gifts we'd like to give you, and then we're going to recess. Well, you're going to have to recess us for just a moment, but we're going to go out here and we're coming back to that. We're coming back to that.
Okay.
But if y'all could come out here for just a minute.
Okay. All right.
Just take that.
You didn't get emotional until you started talking about it. Jeez.
You're out of here.
Yeah, let's do it.
we're going to do a short little recess, and then we're going to come back and we'll do installation of our new trustees. So if you'll send us to our little recess.
Greg, you're right. All right, at this time, the time is 5:41 p.m. and the board is going to adjourn to recess.
Sounds good.
All right. After a wonderful recess, the time is 5:58 p.m. and this board has returned.
All right, so it is time now for the installation of elected trustees and administering the oath of office by Ms. McGarvey. So we'll turn it over to her for places 1, 2, and 3. Place 1, Justin Ford. Place 2, Leanne Artho. And place 3, Frank Dixon. Okay.
Stand anywhere.
You gotta
You
come
get
this
to
way.
come on up.
You can't quit now.
You like
You
you.
can. There's no turning
We
back.
don't let you. You don't get to go back to your seat.
This is it.
You get to come on up.
Good luck. See you.
Greg, your comment.
No, that's for him. Hand-me-downs already. That's what you do for like a year.
You got a lot of mail.
Down.
Hold the bill. See you. Please don't.
All right.
AISD Board of Trustees, place 3.
Of the state of Texas.
For the state of Texas.
And will to the best of my abilities.
And will to the best of my ability.
Preserve, protect, and defend.
Preserve, protect, and defend.
The Constitution and laws.
The Constitution and laws.
Of the United States.
Of the United States.
And of this state.
And of this state.
So help me God.
So help me God.
I don't have family. That was the first round.
Okay.
Are they doing pictures?
Yes, we need to do pictures with them and and they needed their families. Yes. So. Okay.
Do I get
All
to keep
right.
the picture of Sam?
Yes. You get to, oh, Sam, you need your portrait. Is it? Oh, it's gonna stay. Okay.
Did he get his name tag? Did he get his name tag?
Yes, we did that.
He needs his Tim of Eight certificate inside too.
I've got that too. All right, let's go out and we'll do a picture and then we'll let them get pictures with their
Oh, yeah,
families,
let's do
please.
that.
Bye, Sam.
Okay, Mr. Matt Slayton, as the presiding officer right now, if you will please move us into executive session.
All right. We will go ahead, under the authority of Texas Government Code 551, Subchapter D, the board will go into closed session at 6:04 p.m. to cover items 551.074, personal matters and public officers, 551.082, student and employee disciplinary matters or complaints, 551.0821, personally identifiable student information, and 551.072, deliberation regarding real property.
You have to, he took it.
He took it.
We've got one
All right.
order.
There you go.
Not loud enough.
Hello?
All right. The time is 7:16, and we are back from executive session. I understand that no one signed up for public forum.
That is correct, I believe. Okay.
All right. So at this time, we have the organization of the board.
That is correct.
Well, I'll just start by saying we've been blessed by having two good officers during my time here, and Sam Slayton and Craig Hawksworth, and now we get to reshuffle the leadership positions. I know, Matt, you've been in a leadership position and served alongside him. Are we going to, start with secretary, I guess? I would
No,
say.
Start with president.
Okay, well, then if we start with president, then, I think Matt's been in that officer role. I think it takes a special talent to, be a president and manage the different roles that come with it. I think you have great respect amongst the fellow board members and administration throughout the district, and I think you'd serve the district well in that role. So I would nominate Matt Slayton.
I would like to nominate Leanne Artho for president of the Argyle ISD Board of Trustees. She's an awesome mom, an awesome leader. She's been on the board for several years now, and I think she has the leadership skills and the qualities to be president of the board.
I think after 9 years with Sam Slayton, having served beside him and having Matt serve in an officer role, I promote or would suggest Matt Slayton be our president.
You only nominate one time. I think,
I guess you need a second.
you don't have to second these, but I think it's just a nomination. And then if anybody else has a different nomination, and then you vote on each of the nominations in that order. I don't know that everybody has to speak and say who they would nominate. I think that's the vote, but I might be wrong.
I think that's right.
Yeah.
Any other nominations? Okay, so we'll go in order. I'll entertain a motion to nominate Matt Slayton as president of.
Jeez.
I know, it sounds weird. It's weird.
Whatever.
As board president.
You entertain a nomination, or just taking a vote?
Actually, it's all in favor.
All in favor?
Matt Slayton's been nominated for president, all in favor of his.
So we don't have to second?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right. So, all in favor of Matt Slayton for board president, say aye.
Aye.
And
And
any
that's-
opposed? Okay. We will go to all in favor of Leanne Artho being board president for Argyle ISD Board of Trustees. Please raise your hand and say aye.
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 Okay. Any opposed?
Opposed.
All right. The vote passes 4-3. Leanne Artho is the new president. Congratulations. You want to go ahead and switch those seats?
Do them all at once.
I might wait.
Do them all at once.
Okay. Well, if you're board president, you
She needs to conduct the rest of
take it over.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Did you put?
I will consider nominations for vice president of the Board of Trustees.
Well, I'll nominate Matt Slayton for vice president, so for the same reasons.
I'd like to nominate Leona McDade for vice president.
Any other nominations? I will entertain a vote for Matt Slayton for Vice President of the Board of Trustees of Argyle ISD. All in favor, please raise your hand and say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? I will entertain a vote for the Vice President of Argyle ISD Board of Trustees, Leona McDade. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Opposed?
No.
And Leona McDade will be Vice President. I will now entertain any nominations for the Secretary position of the Argyle ISD Board of Trustees.
I'll nominate Matt Slayton.
I'll nominate Justin Ford for secretary.
Are there any other nominations? I will entertain a vote for Matthew Slayton for Secretary of the Argyle ISD Board of Trustees. All in favor, please raise your hand and say aye.
Aye.
No.
Any opposed? Matt, did you want to vote?
Yeah, I'll oppose it.
Oh, no. And I will entertain a vote for, I guess that
That was
passed.
it.
Yep, that's
Yeah,
it.
it's
So-
passed. Yeah.
All right, our meeting. Let's do it. So we shuffle,
If you want to.
or do you not
I
have to?
mean,
Shuffle it up?
Leanne needs to move for sure,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Yeah.
Move over.
we all. You want to come sit down? I mean, I'm fine where I am, but make me move. I like my chair.
No, you don't. You're right there. Should I put a picture of?
I would like him to be our guardian angel.
Oh, yeah, did y'all switch your name tags,
Oh, yeah, okay.
name plates?
Okay,
Okay,
so
you're
what am I
right.
saying?
Yeah, I don't know anything. I am short, but we've had short people here before.
I was like, that's short.
It
That's
is.
chair short.
It is.
Okay.
Okay.
What you,
All right, so we are ready for, what's next?
Good catch.
Oh,
Consent items.
it's an agenda.
We'll look at the donations for May. We have AEDC for girls' basketball apparel, $2,240.76. Total May donations, $2,240.76. Does anyone have any questions about the other consent items? I will entertain a motion to approve the consent items as stated on the agenda.
Motion to approve consent items as stated on the agenda.
Matthew Slayton.
Second.
Frank Dixon with the second. Any more discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, thank you. Okay.
Hi, Jeff.
Hello. So tonight, we have Jason Davis with Poe Construction here. He'll give you the construction updates tonight for Gibson Middle School and Ball Intermediate. This is his quarterly update for us. We do this every 3 months.
Good evening, board.
Good evening.
Welcome, Mr. Dixon, Mr. Ford. I'm here quarterly to give you guys an update on all the construction projects. So, Scott Gibson Middle School. If you guys see there, what a beautiful campus, right? Thing is coming together really nicely. Landscaping's in and getting matured really well before we hit our hot season. Next picture there, if you look around the building, the dirt areas, these pictures are probably about 10 days old now. meet the board. So a lot of those green areas now have sod on them, and they're starting to fill in as well. Looks more similar to what you see there on that corner there around the building. Courtyard. We started the turf in the courtyard this week. So once again, there's been progress made here since these pictures were taken. Classrooms are just about wrapped up in most of the building. We should have got a better picture there, but we got plastic hanging over our cabinets, but most of your classrooms are finished. Band storage. Restrooms, fixtures are already installed, and most of the restrooms, we look to be getting final inspections the end of next week on all of our MEP trades. So we look to be in alignment with our schedule for furniture deliveries, kitchen equipment, most of which is installed now. We're wrapping up a few little things here and there in the kitchen as well. Basketball gyms, they're wrapped up for the most part, but we're starting our hardwood floors first of the month. So they'll be in there doing the hardwood floors. Last thing we're doing in there, get bleachers installed shortly after, but wood floors start later the first of the month. Look ahead, we just got wall graphics, kitchen equipment, gymnasiums and bleachers like we talked about, and then finishing up the courtyard finishes, but most of which has already started. Any questions on the middle school before we move on to?
Are we still targeting middle of July for completion?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Nothing on the horizon that could slow down?
No, sir. We're moving full steam ahead. The team's done a great job. We're starting to punch start areas of the room. Portions of the building we're starting to punch already. Do our first punch through. It's come together really nicely. No further questions. We'll move on to the intermediate. We all know where we're at here. We have been given this is the one we have the stop work order on. We have currently been given, as of Friday, we were given a set of drawings with a narrative for the first set of changes that will happen there. We're working on processing those, getting those out to our trade partners and working through them. But what you're looking at there is grade beams in place. Storm shelter was started. Most of your concrete and fire lanes were already in, guys, when we started this one. So projects in good shape for where we were. There's a very good aerial of where grade beams were. That's when we stopped on the storm shelter. First deliveries of steel are on site, and we look to have pricing back on this change within 3 weeks. Any questions with where we're headed there on what was the elementary school and being changed to the intermediate?
I know there's some work going on with the redesign and everything now, but where do you guys think you'll be for the intermediate when we start up school for middle school in July, August timeframe? What kind of construction activities are going on then?
Our original hope, and I've got Dale here if he needs to get further in the weeds here, Mr. Ford, but our original hope was to be done with the structure before we started our traffic patterns. Depending on how that process works with going back to the city, that's still our goal. But I think that we'll get into the fall semester there with major construction. The great thing is that it doesn't impact our traffic patterns too much once we get on site. We just got to make sure that we handle our deliveries, because that back loop was never going to be part of your guys' queuing for the middle school anyway. So we should be out of your guys' way in order to start the middle school school year, and hope to be done with depending on how we come out of the city, we should be able to make hay there.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like that's going to be a big question for a lot of the parents, especially with the students that do go there, and activities starting, football, all that kind of stuff too.
Yes,
Just
sir.
trying to figure out what they're going to be driving and working around, right?
We hope to have all of ours consolidated back as far away from most school activities. And we're very versed in working on open campuses as well, so we'll make sure that we're out of your way.
Okay. Sounds good.
And any of the changes that we're making to the intermediate school, we'll still keep on target for an opening date? Seems
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
We were already ahead, and so we paused to get all that done, but we still are
Get some
with
time
it.
to spare.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I think we're good, pending we don't run into any design changes or design problems with our jurisdictions.
Because we were originally like February, weren't we?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so
Oh,
we were
okay. So
we were way,
We-
yeah.
We should have plenty of time here.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Any further questions? Well, thank you.
Thank you, Jason.
Thanks.
Thank you.
You can just flip through it if you want, if you don't mind. It'll be fine. Okay. Superintendent's report. So it's been a busy month. I think we say that every month. There's a lot going on, which is great because it's always celebrating students and staff. But we have, let's see, end of April, Ms. Knowles and I had the chance to go down to the boys' state golf tournament. So we had our whole team that won the region went down there and finished 6th overall. And then we had sophomore Blake Ladner place 4th overall. So that was a very good outing. That team's pretty young, so looking forward to them competing and getting back to that state tournament last year. We also have had signing day recently. We rounded out our senior recognition season we had a fine arts and military signing day, and then we had our last round of athletic signing days. Nearly 40 AHS seniors are moving on in their extracurricular area or in military branches, so very excited to have celebrated those seniors this year over the course of, I think it ended up being 4 different signing days starting back in the fall through this last one we just had. We also had our Val and Sal announcement, top 10 announcements, but wanted to especially recognize Val and Sal. So Leah Chaws, our valedictorian for the class of 2026, and Riley Pizzana is our salutatorian. And so we look forward to getting to hear from those ladies at the graduation ceremony coming up this week. We had softball, had a nice playoff run. They made it to the 3rd round this year, so glad to see our Lady Eagles softball program. And then baseball is still playing. So they had a big game. This was a 3-game series. They just won the 3rd round. Lubbock Cooper regional semifinals this past weekend, had a big come from behind victory on the 3rd game. And so they're headed to the regional finals starting Thursday. So they've got a schedule for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, depending on weather, of course. But baseball continues to rock along. And then we had Julia Leitner as our state tennis. She was at state tennis in girls singles last week, or 2 weeks ago, I guess, at this point, week and a half ago. And I believe Julia was the only Denton County athlete that was down at the state tournament, if I have that fact right. And so very excited. She did a great job finishing up strong down there. And then we just had the state track meet this past weekend. So we had Blair Mosley in the open quarter, Dylan Wyrick and Zach Holt. Dylan was in the girls pole vault, Zach was in the boys pole vault, and both of them came home with silver medals in pole vault. So that was a great outing for them. And then we had Academic UIL is competing today and tomorrow at state. So we've got several kids in Austin for that. And then One Act Play performs tomorrow night at 6:30, and Miss Knowles, I know, is getting ready to leave for Austin. So as soon as she finishes presenting, we got to get her out of here. But she's headed down for the One Act Play performance tomorrow night at 6:30. So very excited for all of them finishing up in those activities this week. We had Mary Mock. Mary is the art teacher at Jane Russman Elementary, and if you haven't heard, she was one of 15 teachers across the United States that was honored during Teacher Appreciation Week with a Disney Magic Kingdom all-expense-paid trip with General Motors and Donors Choose awarding grants to STEM-related projects. So very excited for Mary. She got to take her family. You can see a picture there of them at Magic Kingdom. They had a great time. She came back wearing her Minnie Mouse ears, didn't she? Yeah, it was cute. I saw her in the hallway that very next week. So that was exciting for her. And I believe that is all I have on there for that. Okay. If you'll go on to the next. So enrollment class size updates. Ran this on Friday as far as enrollment. 6616 is where we were Friday afternoon. And then you can see there are average class sizes starting to kind of creep up there a little bit, but still well under the 22 across the K4 grade level, pre-K through 4, and then 5th grade hovering right at 22. So a good spot to be ending, as we know we'll have to take on some natural growth going into next year with all of our classrooms being full. And then just for a few announcements, graduation is set for this Thursday evening at 8 o'clock in the new stadium. We all are aware that there are several weather forecasts out there with some rain and thunderstorms, but talking to other districts that host outside graduations, we've kind of got a similar protocol, and we'll be watching the hour by hour and making a day of decision for that. So the high school's ready for that, and of course we have a backup plan. Plan B is Friday, and so forth and so on. So hopefully we'll be able to get that in on Thursday evening. We also, Friday morning, out of our end of year staff awards, we will have our elementary and secondary teacher of the year announcement. And then there's the details on baseball right now. They are scheduled 1 o'clock Thursday at Boswell, and then Abilene Wiley, they graduate Friday night, so it's a 2 o'clock game at ACU on Friday, and then Saturday at 1 in Graham if needed. Depending on the weather, it could potentially be a Friday start and so forth. So they've got a backup plan for that. Everybody's really flexible this time of year. And then, of course, we just talked about one-act play and UIL state academics. And then the last thing I want to share is, we've been, last year in April, the board adopted the 5-year collaborative visioning plan. And so year one, a lot of things were put into motion. Probably more behind the scenes for most of that, and so year two, you're gonna start seeing a lot more kind of in our classrooms, and our parents will see some things. But Dr. Jordan and her team, along with Mr. Royer, have worked through several things that will be supporting that. So if you'll flip to that next slide, just a hands-on, minds-on, back to the basics, kind of forward in learning. And so you're gonna see, as parents and our staff, our students, a lot more pen and pencil to paper, which I know was an expectation coming out of that collaborative visioning plan, and her team has done a great job working to really create some resources or purchase some resources were actual physical workbooks in grades K-8. So you can see there the ELAR, math, science, hands-on learning experiences, and then a big emphasis on the writing and the critical thinking. So a K-8 writing plan, and then that'll be expanding into the high school across all grade levels. And then technology is a tool, not as a substitute. So this spring they've been working through some things, pulling back on some of the technology. There was some guidelines put in place this year on screen time. This spring they've been pulling back on some of the access to some of the things our students have had access to. And then moving into next year, there will be no take-home Chromebooks for students until 9th grade. And so the Chromebook, they'll have carts in grades 6 through 8, it's very similar to how our elementary already operates in grades 3 through 5. So that won't be a one-to-one device checkout. Is that correct? Am I saying that right? Okay. No technology-based homework for students until 9th grade, since they won't be taking their devices home. And then some additional reductions in those district screen time expectations. So they've adjusted those a little bit, from what we had this year, making some reductions even in that form. So lots going on with that, but I wanted to put that out there, as I think it's very important for our families to know that that's what's coming next year. It is a change, but it is a change in the right direction. And it was an expectation as we were rolling out our collaborative visioning plan, but a lot of that takes time and resources. I know Dr. Jordan has shared with us the workbooks alone are about $250,000 plus the carts, so that's an investment, but it's the investment for the right reasons. And so I wanted to share that this evening with everyone. Okay, so thank you to you and your team, and all the principals, because I know there's teacher leaders. There have been a lot of people working on that. It's been more behind the scenes, but they've gotten a lot accomplished, ready to go for next year.
Can I ask a quick question?
Sure.
Does that come out of our instructional materials allotment?
Some of it does, yes.
Some of it, okay.
Mm-hmm. So the Chromebook carts are coming out of bond money, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
but the workbooks do come out of our instructional material allotment. And the good news is we just got a little extra bump of $105,000 because we're a high growth district, and so we get this little extra bump because they base it on fall projections. So when the spring comes around, then we usually get a little extra. So that's going to take care of the 6th through 8th grade workbooks that wasn't in our original plan when we started working with this budget. So I was super excited about that.
We get that every year, right?
Every year, the instructional allotment we get every 2 years. Every time it's a legislative year,
That's
we
right.
get our money, and so we have to plan for that for the 2 years. And then at the end of every year, if we have higher growth than they expected compared to the October snapshot, then we get a little extra bump.
Okay.
Well, I saw today that Richardson ISD has rolled out more pen and paper, and it got shared to the infamous Argyle Moms page with a lot of excitement. So thank you, Mrs. Lumsden, for bringing that to the middle school kids.
Sometimes
Thank you
ours doesn't
very
get
much.
shared out as soon as others, but it doesn't mean we're not working on it.
No,
so.
I know. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
they're gonna be,
Yes.
that's a quick return right there.
We've been.
I wanted to say we were first. But
Yes,
I
well, you were.
Okay. I believe next is the. All right, principals, y'all are up. They're like, yes, finally. House Bill 1481. So, House Bill 1481, personal communication device ban data report. So, one of the requirements with the cell phone ban from the state is a report to the board. We've done weekly monitoring. Obviously, y'all have gotten weekly reports as well, but this is a kind of a cumulative report for the year. One of the principals to share that. They've got some really good data and to show that it's a good rule. So let y'all kick it off and roll right through it.
All right, well, first I want to report we have 114 points after day one.
Excellent,
of academics.
thank you.
So,
Okay.
5 events left for tomorrow.
Tell Miss Good we're glad to
Miss
get that
Good,
number.
her spreadsheet looks like we're sitting in a good spot. Yes. All right, for high school.
Do you have the
Do you have it?
It should be in board book. Yeah, just make it public. It should be. It's because you need to wait a little bit longer.
Yeah,
So-
because I love this.
Oh, that's not- Should be a presentation.
Presentation.
For whatever reason, it's not showing up. Okay, hang on. I'm gonna share it to you, Rick. Okay, I just shared it with you.
All right. Okay, so you can see all the numbers. 272 incidents the first semester.
This is high school only, right?
This is high school
Okay.
only. Went down to 157 second semester. Would love to believe that they learned. I think the first week our numbers were like super high because it's just habit to walk in with a phone. And everybody got used to it, just like any new rule. You can see by device, cell phones was by far the highest, but it went down second semester as well as earbuds. And then over here you see the consequences. But I want to point out that there was only 315 students that were impacted by this. 18% of our kids. So the 429 devices that were collected, multiple people had multiple incidents. So we had 3 that got to the maximum of 10 days, but they did not go past that. We were like at a point of, we're looking at DAP for a cell phone, but they persevered and got through it. And then you can see most of them got through with the first warning. It's, like I said, old habit. It falls out of your backpack, you pick it up and look at it. So for the most part, it has been successful. Kids are interacting at lunch. They have found the new love of hacky sack in the courtyard at lunch. It is We have seen administratively people reacting, interacting, the stuff that would go on through phones has lessened a lot, the discipline that came with phones, so we appreciate it. I think it's a great addition to what we already do. Questions? So,
All right, thank you. Safe travels. Yes, be careful traveling.
All right, so for the middle school, we definitely saw a lot of the same trends that the high school did. Ours, we overall just fewer numbers, but we're down 39% from the first to the second semester. Cell phones also by far the largest number of incidents that we had. The devices, surprisingly, no pagers. I know there's some talk about that, but it did not make a comeback. We had 77 students with 1 warning, 12 with 2, 2 with 3, and then 1 with 4. But also, that's 92 students overall, which is 8.75% of our student population. So I think just to echo Ms. Knoll's sentiments, we see a lot more social interaction with the students, and it's good to see kids being kids in the halls. So.
Okay. Thank you.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
We got to start off on the best foot, I think, because in elementary they couldn't have it anyway.
Yeah.
So I got very lucky in that. And so most of our students were not privy to having cell phones on it. So we didn't have that much discipline with it. We got very lucky. We only had 4 kids that made the error a second time, and it wasn't usually, I think it was a cell phone, and then the next time it was earbuds.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it wasn't consistently phones. So our kids did awesome. I think that this law is amazing, but it's only as strong as what the upper admin is
Right.
going to support, and then what we as principals support. And I know, I'm not going to name names, but I know other districts that have cell phones still out, and they still have issues, and we have not had that. So I'm grateful for the support that the state has given us, but also that you guys support us and support us with the discipline, because it has made a big difference. So thank you.
Thank you. It's good to hear your y'all's perspective on that.
Absolutely. Hi, I'm presenting on behalf of all of elementary. And so we'll start with Argyle South. They have had 0 incidences. But let me just preface, since we had to submit this presentation so early, South has had 1 watch that has come up this
Okay.
week. Yeah.
Thank you for being honest
We
and
were
sharing.
super close. And then Argyle West, same thing. We had 0 infractions until after we submitted the presentation, and we've now had 2 watches. But it's just watches that are in backpacks and then they go off. And so, and when we talk to parents, it's just they watch their kid after they walk them to school, put it in their backpack because they walk home on their own. So, which we understand. We just tell them they have to sign the form and we have to turn it off, and they're not allowed to do that. For Hilltop, they have had 3 students with 1 infraction, so 0.4% of their student population, 2 cell phones, 1 smartwatch incident. And then for Jane Restman Elementary, they've had 14 students with 1 infraction, so 1.6% of their population, 2 cell phones, and then 11 smartwatches and a tablet they have found. So that is the data for elementary. Any questions?
I just got one observation and comment. And, I sit up here a lot and I complain about what the state makes us do. And that we should, and that we, local control, and we should make more decisions locally and not tell the state to mandate things on us. And when I look at this information and I hear the principals speak, here's a situation where I think before this state mandate and ban came into place, we all knew cell phone usage was a problem. And you could look in your cafeterias, and I can remember the late Mr. Gibson standing up here talking about cell phone usage and how, airdropping photos all over the cafeteria was a problem. And I'd go up to the high school and you'd see all the kids looking at their phones and no eye contact. And we all knew it. It wasn't good. But we didn't have the courage to do anything about it because we knew that probably we wouldn't get the support from the parents. But we knew it was right. And so if there's any lesson in this to be taken, I think there are other things that we can do that are bold, that we know are right. And, you know, there may be parental blowback from it and hard to implement, but we should have the courage to do the right thing and not wait on the state to tell us what's right. So
Yeah, that's good.
that's my observation.
I relate that back to technology too, kind of where we're headed with technology. I feel like legislation won't be too far behind us, just hearing the studies they are doing now at the legislator level. So I feel like in a couple of years, we might be ahead of them on this one now, if we have the courage to stand up and do it. So,
Didn't you guys on your podcast interview some of the high school students that
We
were not
did.
excited about the band, but then had good things to say about it?
Yep, we
I
did.
know my kids have said people are playing board games,
Yes, we-
interacting with each other, checking out library books. There is a library.
all the kiddos really. Yeah, there was only one kiddo that he had some really valid points with it, but most of the other kids really, they didn't mind the band at all.
I need the state
Yeah.
to tell me we need to do it in my house.
Just be bold.
I can't.
Courage.
Because we're all sitting on the couch looking at our phones in our
I
own
know.
world.
We're all guilty of it at times. Okay. Thank you very much, principals and APs and everybody for all your work on that. Y'all done a great job having those data points in each week, so. All right, I believe we have the stadium operations and marketing plan. Who's up? Ms. Stewart?
Yes, it's going to be Coach Moses.
Mr. Coach Moses. Good evening.
He's ready.
Welcome, new board members. I think now I've had just about everybody's child in class, so it's kind of a neat situation. Sorry, Dr. McDade, I don't know that I actually.
I just didn't have an athlete, I had a band geek.
So when I created this for, I'm not real sure why I included parking now that I look at this, but.
Because it was a stadium operations plan.
I guess so. So, you know, there's a whole lot that goes into these. Y'all may have heard me scream from either Lubbock or Texarkana in a hotel room when I was told, hey, when you come back next week, be ready. We're going to host a playoff soccer game, like immediately. So I went to a little bit of shock there, just because everything that goes into trying to do these. But I think on this slide, really the main thing that we need to look at here is, you know, on the south side of the stadium, which is where the scoreboard is, that's where all of our bus parking lots will be. If you can use it, I actually use this slide here. I think we've ordered 45 trash cans. So I've used these parking lots. You know, I try to put myself here as I'm walking in the stadium where we're going to cross, so that we make sure that we have items like that for our spectators as they come in. So that's 45. The majority of those are, of course, inside the stadium, but then we'll have quite a few on the outside as well. Okay, we can go to the next one. Thank you, sir. All right, next will be our, this is just all of our gate workers. I think next year, especially with some of these large crowds that we expect, we'll try to overstaff those. So we will have a minimum of 6 gate workers, so 2 on the, bag checkers, 2 on the visitor side and 4 on the front, and those will funnel, you know, just like we've done at the other stadium. This is a split situation where visitors will stay on their side and home will be on our side. We've got 9 total sections with an upper and a lower there. And we're going to call those right now ushers, but we'll try to have people there stationed around the stadium to not only monitor keeping people from getting onto the stadium, but into gates and that they don't need to get into, just like I was talking about, like down where where both the band cheer. I mean, there's times where some of our visitors show up late just because of traffic, so we'll have people manning those gates just to help them get in where they need to go, as well as people, you know, find the reserved seats here at the early part of the year. We are going to create a nurse station next year underneath the mezzanine. We'll have wheel call set out front, and then we'll also have an elevator attendant, just making sure. As much as anything, there's a lot of action that happens in those elevators, but you know, there's also people that need to get up and down during certain times, like our coaches' staff. You know, when they're trying to get down before half and after halftime and those good things. So, our seating options, please just take this as information.
Of all of the slides that I created here, I probably talked to more people about these different options that we can have, and of the 4 dozen that we've looked at, I think these 2 are probably 2 that are going to be on the cutting board at the end of it. But the one thing that that we did talk about, I talked to Mr. Bird a lot just about what kind of best fits our band. I talked with Ms. Knowles and her staff of kind of where our students can be to be interactive but also be safe. But we have to take a lot of things into account, like our ADA seating. We want to make sure that all of our fans have a good time at the game. But for the most part, one of the things I learned in this situation is that especially now, as big as we're getting, we'll have a massive. We expect to have massive student sections, but a lot of times, we'll flip-flop the both bands. So wherever our band end up. In this case, it's going to be on the south side, so towards the scoreboard. We'll put the visitors on the other side. So we'll have some signage up, and we'll definitely, before season tickets are released, we'll have graphics of where everything will be, so everybody will know where their babies are going to be, to make sure that they know where to sit to watch the game. We both have, on this, is there post and pre graphics for our traffic flow on there? Rick is the next one. So no, but we have multiple traffic plans working with the city of Flower Mound. I know that our police department and cabinet have worked with them to make sure that everybody knows exactly where everybody's going. So the home team will funnel out one side, visitors will funnel out the other, and then of course we'll have signage, and we'll have barricades set up that will help people get to all those different lots in different areas. And then it'll be similar for the pregame as well as the postgame. And then our next couple of slides, I think, are just links where we'll have a stadium guide posted online for everybody that'll have all these. They'll have better graphics on here, but it'll be, plenty of time. Like I said, one of the things I learned in this is that when I first took over the job, I think I wanted to switch some of the seating around. I learned real fast. You need to make sure that moms know where their children are going to be before you talk about moving any of those groups around. So we'll make sure. This is still very generic. This is just kind of a copy from our other with some of our new some of our new addresses and whatnot. But we'll have this totally updated for the new stadium before before the season gets underway. So, and then last, I believe, our past plan, it's going to be very similar to what we've had the last few years. We stole, because we were in a district with the Frisco schools, we pretty much modeled what they've done. That way our fans would have a very similar experience when they travel on the road as well. And this comes with y'all. But, we'll have all access, which will be field, locker rooms, press box. We'll have field only. That'll be for a lot of our volunteers. Restricted field. I just said that backwards, actually. Our restricted field is all of our volunteers, like our band students, our band parents that volunteer, and then, of course, press box only. But that's all broken down there. And again, we'll make sure that this looks clean and everybody knows kind of what this looks like before we get underway. But we put a lot of thought into it so that, when we do open up for that first game, we know we're gonna have a lot of people here, so we'll be ready for it.
Couple things right before you get into that, I just want to point out, in opening the stadium, we just wanted y'all to know what all went into it and what all planning went into it. So Nathan's done work on this. The same type of planning for this was also done at 377. When he talked about the past plan, he implemented that well over a year in advance to trial run it, knowing that we were moving into the stadium. So this isn't something that we've taken lightly. It's something with a lot of thought and a lot of effort. Nathan working with a lot of our groups. This is, he is getting this and working towards this and creating all of this, but as y'all know, he's moving to energy manager only. Well, not only, he's still got coaching and everything else, but the stadium management part will be moving to another position midsummer, but Nathan was able to get all of this put together in order for us to have an advance and have it done and completed. So just wanted to kind of give some accolades there on everything that he's done to get that together before. Rick, I know you've got some marketing information.
Yes, I'll scroll through it from here if it's okay. And again, this went through a lot of considerations with the athletic department as well as the booster club and internal conversations with our district administration. So These are some of the considerations we have for the marketing plan for the stadium video board and signage throughout the stadium. So it would be to generate district dollars, and with a blended program with the Booster Club, and help build partnerships with local businesses and some of the game day enhancements to the fan experience, such as touchdown graphics, first down graphics. Those would be partnered with sponsorships. So we came up with a blended proposal consideration with the Argyle Booster Club, and some of these would be the considerations for Argyle ISD to manage a founding partner position and potentially 4 anchor stadium partners that the district would manage, and we would manage those contract fulfillments as well. And the position would report to the communications and marketing department as a consultant. These would be commission-based, a commission-based position, and the fluctuation of the percentage could be a conversation we could have as well. Manage all video assets and coordinate with the stadium video operations. That is getting the assets from the client to then connect with our Justin Holland he runs the video board for the stadium. Strong knowledge of local and area businesses, and the position ultimately coordinates all district marketing efforts, and potentially this could grow into a managing of our partnerships within the district as well, such as our Eagle partners. The Argyle Athletics Booster Club piece that we discussed would be managing the non-digital signage throughout the stadium. For instance, below the home bleachers, we've evaluated some of those spots. There are some signage opportunities there along the columns and against some of the metal railing underneath the bleachers.
Are those like signs, like those?
Yeah, it'd be
foldable
banners.
Banners, okay.
Banners.
Like what we have at 377 currently, or is it?
I think it's on a small,
smaller.
maybe. And it's just under the stands.
Yeah,
right?
like in the framework underneath the home bleachers, all that
Okay.
signage when you walk through, there'd be a
Not
lot
like
of
on the
opportunities
fencing.
Okay.
Right. What's on the not on the fencing or some?
not on the fencing facing the
Yeah,
field.
okay.
It'd be
Okay.
internal.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
And we've talked about on-field signage too for them. Some of those triangles that are kind of
That's
cushion
what I was
pads
thinking.
along the sidelines.
Yeah, those padded like little triangle signs.
And then.
But all
yes.
the digital belongs to the district.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am. Unless other than the sub-anchor level
Got it.
potentially
Okay.
for the Booster Club to manage as well. And then some of the considerations for the founding partner agreement would be these listed here.
And that's
possibly
through
the-
your department.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And the fixed signage could potentially be on the stadium or on the scoreboard itself. And these would be part of that package for that person, for that sponsorship.
Okay.
And possibly more, depending on the conversations and the discussions. And that is all. Any questions for that?
This may not be something you know, and it might be kind of jumping the gun, but when we split into 2 high schools, will we remain under one athletic booster club? Does that split, or is that normal to stay under one?
I've seen it both ways. They've actually rebranded, so they are now, what is it?
Yeah, because it was Eagle,
Yes,
so.
they are, at this point in time, they are considering staying one booster club.
Okay.
And supporting both high schools from one.
Okay.
Each booster club and, we don't tell them, they are a partner organization
No,
and they
yes,
have given us
yes,
information. So
yes.
the 2 that I've heard from specifically are athletics. Athletics is planning on staying one booster club, and band is planning on splitting into 2, one for each high school.
Okay.
Or at least that was the last information that we
Okay.
had. So.
Well, that just helps, that this is more than a 1-year plan then. So, thank you.
Yeah.
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 The one comment I have is that, and I know the first year you're gonna figure out a lot about how to best manage and operate the stadium. And, when I think about this stadium, I think about utilization of kids. And certainly in the technology and the PA systems and just, them learning all that stuff. And I think there is an opportunity for your department or for, maybe in the marketing department for these kids to learn how to sell something. And as you, just to keep that in mind going forward of how to utilize the kids in the overall marketing in the branding of that stadium, I think it could be a good skill set.
Yeah, it's a conversation we've already had internally in our department as far as an internship, and this marketing opportunity is something we didn't have before that would be a great opportunity right there.
Yeah, awesome.
It'll kind of pair with what Justin Holland's doing with his students with the video throughout the stadium. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Information only. Budget amendments. Liz.
I had to get my notes here in front of me. This one, okay, budget amendment is first. So this budget amendment takes us through a few more 6 weeks on here. We've looked at, if you'll go to the second page, thank you. This actually looks at more of our revenue. A couple of areas that we found where we were performing, one, tuition and fees. As we worked through the legislation and what space we had available for pre-K tuition this year, quite a bit of that was turned into free based on the state legislation. So we have to bring that down into what we're actually realizing. Interest income, we're overperforming right now, so that's going to increase about $350,000. A small change in donations, but then another large change in foundation school program. And this is based on how we're actually performing through the 4th and 5th 6 weeks as far as our ADA and our special populations. So we'll have another budget amendment if needed once we finalize the 6 weeks. That's typically mid-June. So you'll see anything else you would see on the information in July and action in August as far as hitting our revenue. But this is where we're at right now. We're watching our couple of other areas we're watching right now is our property taxes, making sure that we're going to stay in line with that. That might be one that we've got to readjust in the future budget amendment. But right now we feel pretty good about the revenue that we have listed here, bringing that in a little over $1 million increase. And if you look at our expenditures, there's a couple of small ones on here, in and out. You'll see the small ones. Go to the next page. Those are just some changes within departmental or campus budgets. They've made some requests. That's why you'll see, $100 moved here or $400 moved there. That's just within that individual campus or department. The major ones that you're looking at are the co-curricular activities for $45,000. The majority of that is set up of AMS. With the change in name and logo, that takes quite a bit of change out of all of our uniforms and different things and everything that's been branded over there and used. So we had not originally planned on that. And then data processing, the $53,000 there has to do with the change in our ERP system that we're presenting. You'll see that on an actual over $100,000 item here in just a minute. That's presented as information as well. $53,000 of that would hit this year. The remainder of that would be next year, but that's how it does relate to this budget. We do have some areas where we were able to find an instruction that it could move out of that. So overall, what this does back to our budget is pulls us back up to a $1.2 million. If y'all remember, we passed a surplus budget about that amount when we started the year. We've done amendments throughout. As we've utilized some of it, bringing that down, and this pulls us back up to very close to where we started the year at and where we think we'll finish. Overall, we're performing very well in our expenditures. The majority of those are coming in under right now, and our revenues are coming in pretty close to on estimates. So I feel good about where we're at. To wrap up this year, again, this is information. It'll come back to you next month for action. I would expect another budget amendment in a July information and August action to finish our year. Do you have any questions about that?
That's great. Good news.
Anytime we can increase it, it's good news.
And then purchases above $100,000.
All right, this one is. All right, so information only on this one. We've got some FF&E here on Ball Intermediate. This is all has to do with technology items. You'll see additional amounts come for information and action for purchases above $100,000 as we get closer to that. Typically, we do furniture around the December timeframe. Then we'll come back in the springtime before we open a campus with some other areas that we're asking for. But technology, some of this has a little bit longer lead time and needs in the actual construction areas. Then we've also got another technology item. This is a district-wide phone service and meeting suite. This is actually a 5-year deal. It's $149,900, just under $150,000 per year. Did talk with our bond attorney about how this fits in with bond dollars. He did agree that we could fit this in under a 5% of non-capitalized on this, and we did have some eligible funds here. And so we would recommend the 25 bond. On this purchase. This would actually help our M&O side. It would pull $150,000 from M&O into bond for every year for the next 5 years. You hear us talk a lot of times. We say, there's separate buckets and that you really can't do much to move in between those buckets. There's a few times where we find that you can move something in and out, and this would really free up some funding on our M&O side. So, and there is eligible bond dollars here, and there is available bond dollars. So that would be our recommendation. And then the last one again is technology. This is the ERP system I was speaking of. This is an actual recommendation to move our ERP system from Ascender to Skyward Q. So currently our student software is on Skyward Q, and it has been for many years. The district has been on Ascender since, well before I was here. As we grow and as our software needs grow, we're finding that we've starting to outgrow Ascender and the utilization for that. And so we would like to move this onto where we're all on one platform with Skyward Q. We've talked to several districts that use this on the financial end and on the, it would also be personnel and HR side. There's very positive reviews out of that, and we felt like it was a good time that we needed to move. It is a long-term commitment, meaning that you have to plan well in advance to make that change. We would need action in June in order to make a change by January and be on their calendar and get all the steps done to make that change happen. And it would be a mid-year conversion. So, you have questions over any of those? Okay. Those will come back to you then next month for considering action.
Okay. Update to DOI. Is this Dr.
Yes.
Jordan? Perfect.
And then for action items will be her. And her team.
Okay, great. Thank you.
I have the District of Innovation Plan for you today. So this is a proposal for a new plan that will go from 2026 to 2031. There are some changes to the plan the DLT met. The list of members in DLT are listed below. The things that are in red are the new things that we added. So you'll see we just added our guiding principles there that comes back to everything our collaborative visioning team came up with. A lot of that was input from the board on this part. The process is listed there that we went through. It actually started in September when we had come through the new legislative session, and we knew that there were some new laws that were going to affect our District of Innovation Plan, but we had to wait for TASB to come back and give us our updated board policies. So that happened. It was voted. You approved that, I believe, in January. Then our next meeting after that was in April, and so that's when we kind of completed the rest of the plan. So going into the plan, let me go back a little bit if you aren't familiar with District of Innovation Plan. So this is a plan that districts who meet the acceptable rating for academics and finances can basically be exempt from some laws that are set out for us, and it gives the district some local control to meet the needs of that particular school district and community. So the things that we have in place start with uniform start date. So the uniform start date in Texas is the 4th Monday in August. We start a little before that so that we can end before that. It works best for our students because of dual credit classes. So that is the first one. It remained the same. The next one is teacher certification. This allows us to hire teachers in certain areas, CTE, that are not certified teachers. They can be professionals. They have to have a minimum of a bachelor's degree. So our first goal is to hire a certified teacher in a CTE class with professional experience, but it allows us to open up the applicants a little bit more there for our CTE classes. That stayed the same. Professional contracts also stayed the same. That part, we have 1 extra year of probationary contract for our employees. Make sure they're a great fit. Peace officers is something that we added last year, the transfer process there, where we just ask that all students transferring into the district meet the same requirements, and that is in policy FDA local. No changes to that one. Now we get into the parts that did change. So the acquisition of the library materials and the challenge or appeal regarding library materials, this is Senate Bill 13. Well, we had a board subcommittee that met and already came up with our own processes right before this all was enacted, and it was very similar to what we came up with, but we felt like what we had already come up with met the needs of our community and district. It The Senate Bill 13 actually gives the most control to the school board, where the school board is making the decision on every individual book that's in a library. And so when our subcommittee met, we said our teachers, our librarians, our principals are doing a great job managing that. And so we gave the control to the campuses to make those decisions. The challenge process is actually a little bit more rigorous that we came up with. However, it does go back to a campus committee, a district committee, and it doesn't have the board as involved. It's more of a campus and district level decision there. Planning and preparation time, which is chapter 21. So we have to give teachers 450 minutes of planning time every 2 weeks. However, we have teachers who really are eager to sub during their planning time, and so we want to give them that opportunity. It works best at the high school. It doesn't work as well at elementary just because of how the master schedule works. But when we couldn't do that anymore, they came to us and said, we want this opportunity to be paid. It is always voluntary. So we put that in our plan that we could offer that opportunity if a sub could not be found. And the things that we had to remove from the plan, one of them is because of House Bill 6. So originally, legislators had said it was mandatory DAP placement for e-cigarettes, and so we had put in our DOI that we were not going to follow that. We came up with our own set of consequences. So since the 89th legislators removed that, we can remove that from our DOI plan. It is no longer necessary. Senate Bill 12 also requires districts to have a school health advisory committee, and you cannot be exempt from that through your DOI. So we brought the shack back, and it's going strong, doing well. We have some great members. It is led by parents. I'm part of the committee, but they set the agenda. They record the meetings, and it is on our website. We've met 4 times this year, so it's been a very positive thing. So that's everything that's part of DOI. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer those or any feedback for me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to action items, correct?
Yes.
And we're gonna do the first one. So baseball, softball renovation at EMS.
Good evening.
Ms. Rolla, thank you.
So tonight I'm going to bring you the contractor selection for the baseball softball renovation. The design of this project started back in 2022 and it evolved within 4 years. On August 18th, you guys approved the CSP method to go with this project, and then we posted the solicitation, and then we had 7 respondents submit on this project. And then after evaluating and ranking them, we are selecting BTC as the general contractor for this project. Any questions?
Any questions? No? I will entertain a motion to approve BTC as the general contractor for the baseball softball renovation project at Argyle Middle School.
Yes, 377.
Yes.
Soon to be Legacy High
Yes,
School.
yes.
Motion to approve BTC as the approved contractor for the selection of for the baseball softball renovation project at AMS.
Josh Westrom with the motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Matt Slayton with the second. All in favor, raise your hand and say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Next item is to consider and approve CMAR for middle school 2.
Yes, so the next one is the new middle school number 2. On January 26th, you guys approved the CMAR procurement method for the new middle school. And then we posted a 2-step solicitation request for proposal process. And we had 11 respondents submit. And out of those 11, we selected 4 to move on to the step 2 process. And then we evaluated those firms, we ranked them, and then the administration is recommending BTC for the CMAR project, or as the general contractor for the CMAR project for middle school number 2.
And just for some of us, for background, if you can give us kind of the high points of why you chose BTC, it'd be helpful. I know you've worked with them before. I think
Right.
they're somewhat new to our district, so.
They are.
Will you explain a little bit kind of our process that we
Yes.
went through, the scoring and?
Sure. So the selection process is a two-step process. So the first one, you go through and you rank, and that's in the solicitation. So there's about 9 different rankings that we go through, and it's not just me selecting. There's several different leadership on that committee. And then, so for example, one of them you look at and see, okay, what is the team that they're proposing to use and how long they've been with the company and what is their experience, how long have they been a project manager, superintendent, and then you score them based on that. Another example is, have they done similar projects? Have they done another middle school? Is it ground up? Is it addition, renovation? Have they done any North Texas work? So all of those criterias, you give them points. And then you select from all of those points, you select the highest ones and you go to the next step. Next step, step 2, is more based on fee. And then interviews, we did interview them, so they get a score of that. And then also anything that was carried over from step 1 is included in step 2, and that's how we get that score. And BTC ranked the highest.
And I'll just say, as somebody that had the opportunity, and I want to credit Dr. Carpenter for this, because I have sat here since 22 with lots of strong opinions about delivery methods or procurement methods, CMR versus CSAP. How do you pick these contractors? How do you award these things? And so, having all those strong opinions, she said, you get to be on this committee. And it was a real education for me, and to see how just the overall submittals and the kind of the weighing them and whittling it down to interviews and seeing the different fee structures and things like that. It was just a helpful exercise for me, and not all of y'all get the benefit of that. I just wanted you to get a little bit of confidence in the process and how Jeff and Rolla and the entire team run it. And then we get to ask very good questions of these contractors and see, how they would handle certain situations that we've experienced as a district, and what their, communication styles are and methods are. And I think one of the things we've learned, or I've learned, that they structure these projects differently from a risk allocation standpoint. When I talk about risk allocations, you talk about how they insure the project, or how they pass that insurance on or through the project. And some of them like to insure the project at a higher clip because it's less risk, right? I mean, for the contractor, they have a lot of insurance in those projects. Others do it in more traditional ways, with just typical contractor bonding. And so all that was very interesting and taken into account for me. And when you kind of look at how we've done things in the past and how BTC is kind of proposing to do it a little differently, it seemed like I agree with the recommendation, and how you come down on them as being the preferred option.
And they're here.
And
They're
they're right
here.
there. Yeah.
After
We
meeting-
asked you all the questions.
After
You answered them.
After going through it.
Yeah.
With y'all. All right, thank you. I'll entertain a motion to approve BTC for the construction management at-risk services as presented.
Make a motion to approve BTC for the construction manager at risk for middle school number 2.
Josh Westrom with the motion. Do I have a second?
A second.
Justin Ford, all in favor, raise your hand, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Next is
Thank
to,
Thank
thank
you,
you,
Rolla.
Rolla. Next is to consider approval of purchases over $100,000. This is Liz.
The ones we saw last week.
Yes.
Okay, I think y'all are getting used to seeing this on information and action almost every meeting,
Yes.
so we just keep
Keeping
rolling
them
through these
straight.
purchases. All right, so a few items here for action. First one is stadium FF&E items. So when we looked at the stadium, of course, any project that you do, there's a, FF&E is typically like a percentage of the project. Early on in this budget, in reviewing it, I believe Jeff and I looked at it and thought, that percent was a little higher than what we felt like would be needed for the stadium. So in approving that, back when y'all actually looked at the overall cost of the stadium, we'd actually lowered the FF&E a little bit. So to start with this project, we're well within that amount still. But this, we had a group that, because outfitting a stadium is a little bit new for us. We haven't opened a stadium in many, many years. And so we had a group of people that went over and walked and said, okay, what do you need here? What do you need there? There's items like, I think the largest dollar amount item that I can pinpoint in this is like a mule, a little utility vehicle to help get things around. There's lots of them mentioned earlier, waste trash cans. You've got trash cans everywhere, barricades that are needed for some of the traffic control. You've got the refrigerators. There's a couple places in the press box for those. Those didn't come in construction on this one. There's some smaller tables and chairs and just different things throughout, some elements that go through the stadium. So we had a group walk through that, identify all those areas, come up with this. We do this very similar to what we do with the campuses and say, okay, we've either got quotes for everything or we have estimates, and then we go, okay, we're going to set it a little bit higher than what we think because we don't want to come back to you for the $10 over that we might be. So we try and do an estimate, not a maximum, not to exceed. That's how we came up to this item for the stadium, FF&E. Same thing with GMS. If y'all remember back in December, we asked you to approve the overall furniture, and I think I mentioned that, and Ball Intermediate, how that would work as well. We typically do the furniture layout. That's the largest item there. We do some of the technology up front, and then we come back and we have different areas where you're looking at each individual area of the district. A lot of it's curriculum. You've got an office set up, a counselor's office set up, a nurse office set up. You've got a library set up. There's different areas of each one, and we take those amounts that we've either estimated or we know from opening another campus, it's very similar, and we get an overall total. And so that's what the majority of this one is, where we've talked about the $900,000 maximum not to exceed. It's the majority of the areas that weren't in the overall furniture or the overall technology items that we already had approved. We're still well under, I think that budget was set at $7 million. We're well under that when you look at our totals. And then the Chromebook carts, this one's actually new. You had not seen this one before. We typically like to bring you something as information and then action, but based on timing and making that change that Dr. Jordan was talking about earlier at our middle school level, that would require some additional carts to make that happen. And in order to get that done this summer and give our technicians time to set those up and get them all done, we would ask that you approve that one tonight. It is part of the technology bond funds. It counts as part of those one-to-one funds, $157,000 for 78 carts. And again, that is just timing, trying to get that done, and why it's not coming from information and then action as well. If we wait till June as far as action on that, then we kind of delay getting those ready for schools to start. So, any questions on any of those items?
For the Chromebook carts, are we going to be using those, like, we're going to have extras, I guess. We're buying 78, we're going to plan to use like 70 or so, or we're expecting to use all of these day one?
Greg, were those all? I'll let you answer that.
Yeah, their numbers that were provided to me, they're exact from what I understand.
Okay, so not
There's
that you need a bunch of extras, but
There are some extras in the library because not every classroom is being issued their own cart.
Okay.
So there's some extras in the library so that other classes can check them out for the day, should they be doing a project or something like that where they may need to use technology. So I don't know I can't remember the exact number of extras for every campus, but there are some in the library to be checked out.
Okay, that makes sense.
Any other questions? Thank you, Liz.
Thank you.
I will consider a motion to approve purchases above $100,000 as listed in the agenda.
I move that to approve the purchases above $100,000. Item 14C is presented.
Dr. McDade with the motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Westrom with the second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
Thank you.
Thank you, Liz. Last item. Last item.
Mr. Ledford, you're up.
Yes.
It's you. You're the closer. You're the closer.
Waste.
Okay, so last month we talked a little bit about city franchises with trash, and I had a pretty good idea that we were gonna be going with somebody else other than Republic for our trash service. So after I'd called Republic and told them that we were thinking about going with somebody else, and they then said, well, you didn't even give us a chance to give you a quote. So I said, okay, I'll give you one chance to give me a quote. And the reason they said that is because we had been using the franchise tag to get our prices. So every year, whatever school that is built during a certain year, wherever that franchise tag is, that's where you start. So our prices were definitely, in my opinion, outrageous. But once they were able to give me a quote, we were able to save $85,000 instead of 53 or 50 something that I told you the last month. I was really shocked. After they told me that, I told you guys last month that I wanted to go and do this every year. Well, I know there were some questions that were asked about extra savings for a different percentage of increase. Well, they give 7% increase if you do it by the year. And they give you a 5% increase if you do it for 3 years. And they give us a 3% increase every year if we do it for 5 years. So in order to save the most money, we decided to go ahead and do the 3%. And over a 5-year period, we'll be able to save $380,000 over what we're spending currently. So again, we didn't expect to go back with Republic, but they gave us the best quote, and that's what I'm recommending.
And this is good for 5 years.
It is good for 5 years. We don't have to do this again for 5 years, but we will do it again in 5 years.
Tommy, I'll just say I appreciate you taking a look at it because, you know, when we go through this budgeting process like we just went through, I mean, we're always talking about adding this, can we add that? And it just gives me confidence that y'all are also looking for areas to cut. And it's not just about adding, and this is an example that I hope not just your department's doing, but every department is doing and looking at our, you know, we spend a lot of money on trash. We spend a lot of money on insurance. We spend a lot of money on janitorial. And sometimes I know in my personal life, you just need to check on some of these providers that you just have routines and just get better deals. And I think it's a good example of how you can say, I mean, that's a teacher plus right there, that 85,000.
For sure.
And, you know, we're looking at, can we add, you know, we got principals that want counselors and assistant principals, and you're creating space for that.
Sure.
So thank you for doing that.
It's not very often that I get to come up here and show you something like this. I'm always asking for something to spend money on, and it's pretty awesome to be able to come up here and show you the savings.
Are the costs of the agreement, is it impacted in any way from opening new schools, or is it's locked in regardless?
So it's locked in per dumpster. I've got a specific price per dumpster.
Perfect. Love it.
This year. And then next year, after the 3% increase, that's where the intermediate school will start. So as we build a building or a campus that year, wherever we're at in this process, that's where they'll come in at.
Okay.
Any other questions? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'll entertain a motion to approve the waste management 5-year agreement as presented.
Motion to approve as presented.
Mr. Dixon with the motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Westrom with the second. Any more discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye.
Thank you.
Any opposed? All right, we are, under the authority of the Texas Government Code 551, Subchapter D, the board will now go into closed session at 8:35 to discuss 551.072 deliberation regarding real property, but there will not be action when we return.
There you go.